Alright everyone, Shikay, Hawken here, reporting for device trial. So today it's a little different because usually I go with uh with the usual stuff, right? Where I just go for it and that checks the things that I want to do. But in this case, I have something a little different. Cause the original thing that I do here is because I've been getting some questions from time to time where people just come to me and ask, "Hey, what's the best controller to play fighting games?" Even though, well, if you know what I'm playing, it's kind of not so traditional, considering, you know, it's pretty different than the usual thing that I do, right? So I suppose we can actually get another type because, like, usually I go with either arcade stick, the modded levelers, gamepad, and keyboard. But I never had a proper levelers by myself. So in today's, I actually decided, you know what, uh, I'm going to try something that's I've been wanting to get, but not actually for fighting game. Because it's so symmetrical. That's why I'm getting it. But let's go to the table cam and see what do I have, right? I'm pretty sure you already see it on the thumbnail, but we're going to go through the full experience of unboxing it. So this right here is the Haute Cosmox C16S from Haute42 or Cosmox. I think they've been trying to rebrand themselves to Cosmox for a year now, because I've seen this exact model for a long time, and also with the other one which is called the 16, but this is C16S, so it's pretty different while being similar at the same time. So it's an interesting one because when I try to find a review of this particular controller, right, it's kind of difficult to find a proper review because this was released shortly after the C16, and what happened is people either just, oh yeah, let's just review the C16 together with this, or just talking about what's the difference between this and the previous one, which I can see why people does that, but at the same time, like, I want more review of this, please. So here we are. And the reason I'm getting this, aside from that, I'm finding excuse of trying to answer like what it feels like to use a proper levelers. I I just want some different controller to play, a rhythm game, like traditional rhythm game where there is like either 7 to 9 button. Yeah, most likely 7 because 9 is just too much for me. But anyway, the box just lights off when you open it. Inside we have a black cardboard box. Going to put it to the side for now. And when we open it, we got our controller and some other things. Kind of hard to get this because I cannot move the camera further due to cable strange. Right? We got the instruction manual, in English and Japanese, I believe. Yeah, only English and Japanese, which is very interesting. Because I was expecting maybe like traditional Chinese or simplified Chinese. But this is really nice. We have a bunch of this artwork as people have already shown in many other videos before. Give me a second. You got multiple of this, like blue, Evangelion purple, and green. And of course, you have the blank. I actually have two, but I was trying to do something really, really stupid where, you know, this is blank. I'm going to try to print something on it by putting it on top of another paper. And that went wrong for two big reasons, actually. Where one, this is a glossy ish paper where it won't be able to be printed with regular printer. Otherwise, it's just gonna smear all over the place. And two, it has holes. You try to print something on this directly, obviously it's going to jam your printer. I thought I did well enough to make it not jam, but guess not. So that's on me. But these are the other options that you could do. I'm going to put that to the side for now. And of course, we have the controller itself right here. Mic doesn't pick it up because noise removal, of course. But what we get from this is USB A to USB C cable, pretty high quality. Actually, kind of similar to the cable on this mouse that I have, and yeah, which is really nice. Braided. The switch, which is the Wind engine, the Haute42 Wind engine, and the switch puller, and specifically just the switch puller in this case. And I'll talk about that in a moment because like a lot of the video is kind of old about this controller, so yeah. Anyway, let's pull off the controller itself. I know I'm a bit on the side, but it's actually really hefty. Because I thought like, oh, it's a slim controller, might be pretty light, you know. Turns out it's not. And this is the other artwork that they have by default. Do you have anything else? No. This feels premium for the so-called budget. It's not really budget, but it still counts as a budget because not natively compatible with console. And it used GP2040 firmware inside. Looks pretty nice. We have it in a split layout. So press my hand like this. Ooh, this actually pretty nice. And it's already pretty significant because like I try a little bit playing on keyboard, right? Where well, specifically if I play rhythm game. And the last time where I used the WASD mod on my controller. You see, keypad is kind of small. Like, okay, I do have this since I don't use laptop tonight because I'm also testing my camera on my main PC right now. Like for comparison, if you press the WSD mode, it will be like this in terms of hand placement, right? Something like this, pretty tight, pretty nice though, but it's pretty tight, right? But you go with this, if you place it the same way, that's in between. So if you say keyboard is another leverless, technically they're not wrong. Technically you are not wrong, because it is technically leverless. But at the same time, the experience of your using keyboard won't be the same as using a proper leverless that has, I believe this is like 23, 24 millimeters button. Also has capsule buttons. Many people says that looks like the one made by Maverick. And well, Maverick is very cool, but price and shipping is for, at least to my place, it's gonna be a nightmare. This one, there are some people that actually import it en masse, so it's much more friendly to the budget. And yeah, but we haven't looked around this enough. So obviously this is the top. Pretty nice layout, and you'll see some like later on when we plug in the cable. Uh, let's see. So from the top, we have USB-C, a port, recessed, and it's actually pretty big, unlike some mouse where they're kind of small to the point that only specific USB-C cable could only fit, like for comparison purpose here. Kind of have to see, I'm pretty sure. For comparison purpose, it's just the USB-C on recessed USB-C on the C16S, and this is the recessed one on my wireless mouse. And as you can see, it's much big. It's quite bigger on this one. On the left side, we do have another one, not recessed, but in case you needed to do it on the side, you can plug it this in case maybe like for example, bent pin, or you just want to make sure it doesn't get in the way in between your leg, or you're on the table, and like in my case, since it is monitor, I mean I could go into this, but it's much nicer for the cable to go from the side because there is no obstruction outside of the mouse. Because I have to use my mouse on left hand today. Okay. So on the right side, we have USB-A. This is for the pass-through. I'm so bad at showing items because it's been a while since I do this, and also it's kind of big. As pass-through for the booter device or authorization device, etc., whatever you call it. Basically, if you play on PS5, you need the booter device. You plug it in here, like Brook, Wingman, or Booter 5, etc., etc. So you can play it on PS5 games, mostly PS5 fighting game specifically. I kind of have some experience trying to do that without the thing with my other controller, because my other controller, like the arcade stick, the custom arcade stick, actually use GP2040C as well. I tried to connect it to PS5. It doesn't work at all. I try to connect it to PS4. It somewhat worked, but not really. There is a shutdown time after 8 minutes, according to a lot of people, and in my case, it doesn't really work well. But yeah, and we have some nice texture down here. It's kind of hard to see, but you can see the shine a little bit here, where it is textured. And yeah, we have a screen as well on top. Bottom side, we have some rubber padding. a push button, and well, there is not much going on. There is hole here for maybe water, uh, you know, water drainage in case something happen, or I don't know. We'll see. But that push button will lead us to the customization, which is if I push, it lifts off the acrylic, you pull it off. It's magnetic, by the way. And we have our acrylic piece, which is frosted. So it's not very clear until you put it really close, right? Let's put this somewhere safe-ish. I don't really have much safe area here for this. Let's just put it on my monitor. Why not? Maybe not. But that said, can remove the artwork here like that, and that reveals the base, which I didn't know this is actually labeled as the extension or authorization stuff. You can see the magnet on all four corners. This is the push mechanism right here. And there is the Cosmox or Haute42 logo down here. So why it's there. And now we have button ring as well now, which you can see later. It shows some RGB. But, this artwork is kind of boring. So I'm going to change it. There are a few ways to do it. Obviously, you have the actual artwork to replace it. For example, right? It's pretty simple. Let's put it in there. It's pretty loose, but should be enough. And go with that. There is also option to use the blank one, and then you draw it yourself. But things that people doesn't really mention as an alternative, if you don't know how to draw, you don't want the default template just because it's boring, you can print and cut by yourself, like something like this, without actually having to actually print the entire thing and cut everything. I mean, this is more of like emergency stuff in my case, but then place them around, like so, for example. I don't know, should I go with this one or this one? I have two versions. By the way, this is the channel mascot, basically, Tina. And in this case, you don't have to do it like this. You can also just remove it and just use it directly like this. Some people goes with glossy sticker and then put them right there. I've seen some of that. I think I'll go with the paper actually, just so it blends in a bit better. Also, it hides the magnet. Something like so, right? And then from that point, we pick up our top cover, and then we put it in like so, and it fits nicely. As you can see, my artwork is right here, made by my artist friend. It too much like kind of hard to show you properly here. Come on, focus. I just want to focus. It's too bright. But yeah, the paper could be shown really nicely. And there is some crumple earlier, right? But that's not a huge issue, luckily. Now everything is flush. I don't have to worry. And yeah, as you can see on the camera, it doesn't really it's not really visible. There is paper difference, texture difference, but that's fine. So now, I forgot to actually mention, you can actually hot swap the switch. As you can see, you obviously you can see it, right? I almost forgot about it since we're here. Let's open it up back, push it a little bit, pull it from the edges so it affect too much. A lot of people just make such a bad advice where while the acrylic top is on, try to pull it with like a string or something. Like, okay, that's fine. I don't have an issue with that, but at the same time, don't you think you will scratch your bloody frosted acrylic panel if you do that, right? So I suggest you open it up first. Like, I've seen multiple reviews trying to do that. Please don't. And then you try to go inside, maybe like this one, for example. Kinda hard to go, but this is not using the actual thing they have, but then you just pull it up, maybe. It's harder than I was expecting because, like, with keyboard keycaps, it's so much easier to just pull it off. Like, you insert both sides, right? Guess that's not gonna be the case with this one. Like, some people try to do it like this. No, that won't work. I mean, you could try with this, but this tip might scratch your button or your RGB ring light. And yes, there is RGB on this thing. Come on now. I have time to open this. You could go with this, maybe wedge it a little bit. But as you can see, you're kind of risking damaging your button. So maybe have this if you already use keyboard so much. Might as well, right? Go all around. Basically opening up slowly but surely. And then you pull, maybe. Maybe? Okay. I almost got it out. There you go. And that's your button cap. And of course, this is first time actually use low profile switch, so I don't know how to actually pull this off. But I think it's gonna be pretty similar, like your normal keyboard. Maybe not from this side actually. Is it? Oh, try not to damage this. Or maybe from the side. It looks like I have to actually do it from the side. No. I already scratched the switch a little bit, but I'm gonna be from the front and back. There we go. Oh, I accidentally pulled the entire thing. So you could do that. Okay. And then you can push it a little bit and then put it back on. But for the purpose of this, I'm not gonna do that. Don't want to break it. The thing is, this is low profile switch. I don't know where exactly the pull tab is for this thing. I think it's on the side, but it doesn't look like it. It looks like a housing tab. Oh, did I ban it? Hope not. Oh shit. Okay, it is from the side. So you're supposed to do it like from this side. Got it. Oh, I'm trying, but this thing is so difficult to work with. Okay, I'm not gonna try any further. But this is the first time I'm seeing it like this because everyone seems to just pull it just nicely. I'm not sure what I did wrong here. Okay, I hope that still work. And then you reverse the process and stuff. Yada yada yada. So it is the site being the tab, and then press it in, and now we are in business. Alright, let's put back the artwork. As in, like, I print this and just insert it manually. Hey, if it works, alright. I've haven't seen anyone does on it's any of the series review. Seriously. Like, it's something. Let's put it back on. Yep, that's perfect. Actually, went snap in without actually me having to make sure everything is there. But yeah, any of the caps is just not gonna work as intended, I feel. Anyway, let's plug it in and see it lights up, yeah? There you go. Okay, it still works. Thank you. So we do have a screen here. It shows the mode, which is currently it's in X input. Also, the lighting is actually pretty nice on the side, as you can see, because it's frosted acrylic instead of the usual glossy one. Oh yeah, this button is a macro button on this side. As you can see, this says M1. So you have two buttons by default, which if you play in Capcom tournament, you probably not allowed to do that. So you have to configure this. What is map do? Oh, it's R3. R3 L3. This M2. Trigger spike here. Correct trigger then. Oh, this is okay. Right trigger, uh, right button, right trigger, left button, left trigger. The last two button placement is interesting. But it's not bad. And by the way, I forgot to welcome new Rogue, so yeah, welcome Rogue. So yeah, I could go from here over there. Now, we do have, interestingly, a different type of instruction manual because this one is actually placed outside, and I believe this is provided by this shop that I buy, the doggy shop. By default, it use the usual GP2040, he forgot the CE. There is a difference between GP2040 and GP2040 CE. But this one is all in Indonesian. So someone in Indonesia actually put a lot of effort to translate it because the guy, no, not everyone in Indonesia actually know how to read English. But the funny part about that is playing fighting games require you to at least understand English because there is no local language. So I'm not sure. I mean, I guess it works. It even says the performance of the controller because it's based on GP2040 CE. Most of this stuff is actually from there, I'm pretty sure. And the default input for every single thing on each mode. And yes, you could actually have keyboard mode, which we'll go for later. There is web config mode, etc. And the D-pad mode, which you have to start and back, and then you press a direction. I know that much. SOCD mode. So right now, this is left, right, at the same time will be neutral. Up, down is also neutral. Yeah, this is following the Capcom tournament rule, even though this is not allowed because technically this is 2 button. And many, many more. There is LED animation, so let's try this. So start select A and B, selecting the mode into other color, including rainbow. There is this one where we just do something like that. And then of course breathing. Not much, but it's pretty good. So this one is on red color. Alright, I'll go with that. You can turn up the lighting with Y and B. Oh wait, X is the other one, so go back to that, you go back to there. Turn off the brightness, lowering it, you can even turn it off completely, which is really funny because there is a switch where you turn off the entire RGB lighting. And then the parameter of LED, I'm not sure what that is exactly, but it starts back button. Oh, that's actually changing the color, including off. So we have 3 different ways to turn off the RGB. Of course, there is white, but you cannot see what you're pressing at that point. Let's just you go with something else. And yeah, there is only four modes and 1 off. And then left trigger like trigger. I mean left trigger and left button. I'm not sure what this does. Parameter on press. Oh, that's when you press it. That's changed the color as well. Oh. There is a lot more color for this one. Okay. I'm gonna go with blue. Because I don't know how to change the underglow because as you can see, we do have underglow that's actually visible from the side, but I don't know how to turn that in any other color. So maybe someday I will find a way to do it. But for now, I'll just go with this. What else around here? SOCD mode. You press start guide. Which one is the guide button? I think this is a function key. I'm not sure, but it could be. I need to check the other thing because there is the original one. So we do have minus that this actually acts as a capture or touchpad depending on the platform. And there is pin guide on each one of them, so you could change it according to what you need. What else? So you can switch the mode by using any of this button while holding it. I'm pretty sure they're going to. There is the newer version of the firmware for this particular controller, but I haven't really checked on that. RGB LED setting and stuff. But yeah, is there a way to actually change the mode without actually disconnecting the entire thing? There is a lot of stuff that you could do. Like the funny thing is, in the case of the Indonesian guide, they don't show that it can be a keyboard mode, which is really interesting because the keyboard mode exists on the GP2040 CE. But I guess they just think that people will just play on controller mode, which I will prove them wrong. Because some of the rhythm game that I play is actually both rhythm games that I have right now on PC requires it to have keyboard. So yeah. Anyway, there is a lot of features on this thing. There is a way for you to actually go into web config. So I could press S2 button. What the hell is S2 button again? Oh, it started. But there is an alternative way where you don't have to just press start. I remember that, but I forgot how to do it. Because everyone says like I have to let go of the controller, hold start, which it's not really helpful because it's off when you don't have it on. Press start. Now it's on web config mode. It shows a bunch of stuff. So B1 button, B2 B2 splash, R2 pin viewer, and L2 stats. It shows quite a bit of stuff. I'm going to type the IP address of the web config because it does show by default it's 192.168.7.11. Where is my other browser? Since we're here. So 192. Oh. 192.168.7. I pressed the wrong button. 7 and 11 in this case, right? Yeah. It should send us to the web config. Okay, anytime now. It took some time. Oh wait, it's 1, not 11. That one is bracket at the end. God damn it. And now, if you go to the desktop view, this one, you can see the information of the stuff. As you can see there, Haute42 Cosmox Lite Ultra GP2040CE for this particular firmware. Current version is 7.10 Haute42 Cosmox Lite Ultra. The latest version is 7.12, but that's for the general version of the GP2040CE. You don't need to immediately, update it. So don't worry too much about this. And let's see. What do I want? So yeah, there is a bunch of stuff. You can change the input mode, the authentication settings. So by default, it's none, but you can has a host USB. Xbox will work on the PC without any authentication. If you would like to on Xbox 360, please choose USB authentication and attach an appropriate dongle. This, I believe, also applied to PS4. On here, I believe. Oh wait, this is just displaying that. This one is the actual thing. So you could switch to Nintendo Switch. No input mode settings on Nintendo Switch. Nothing on PS3. Keyboard. This is where things change so much. Because in keyboard situation, it shows that, oh yeah, this is X input. Could go with that. And then there's a bunch of stuff, including equal, minus, 9, F2. And you could add even more if you have more pin. But for the most part, this is what you only need. And obviously, you could check the GP2040 thing, where it says extra button. Or, there is no pin show. Generic, maybe? Oh, generic is the generic controller, basically. The one that you found on third-party controller. The cheap one. Yeah. But pretty much this is what you will have. And PS4, obviously, there is PS4 mode. Allows to run as authenticated PS4 controller. You have authentication setting. There is uploaded key files, which they don't provide the key, but if you have it, you could use that. Host USB, which you use the USB pass-through. The USB authentication port here on the right side. Right? But they still have the option to let you use the key file. PS5 is also the same thing, but by default, this is using the host USB. And yes, there is console or remote emulation. So there is different version of that. Xbox One requires USB host connection by default. Generic HID, you don't need anything really. It's just generic HID, basically your keyboard. And original Xbox, yeah, you don't need that as well. Bunch of classic stuff. But basically, if you have anything to change, it's usually just the keyboard, PS4, PS5, and Xbox One. Actually, Xbox, they're just telling you like, dude, plug in the authentication thing. But yeah, you also can switch the Switch touchpad and share button, which is really interesting. Anyway, gamepad settings. Basically, the mode that you're in. D-pad, left analog, right analog. It could be just four-way joystick mode for certain games. Anyways, SLCD is on neutral. I'm not gonna change anything about that because that works good enough. There is force setup mode. You can turn it on. You have multiple profile. And there is the bounce delay. Interesting. There is boot input mode. As you can see, this is all the mode that what to press every time you switch. You could change it with something else if you want. So if I boot up with right trigger, it goes to keyboard. Right button, it goes to Xbox One. And I could just add even more, like maybe left button. Oh, left button, maybe PS4 mode, for example. And this one maybe, I don't know. There is nothing else. I cannot come up with something else. Well, maybe generic HID. Right. Then I could save that. But it will ask you to restart the stuff. But for now, it's fine. But yeah, FN start up. And that will go to home button. Function. The function button is gonna do a lot. You could actually put profile switch. Like maybe FNA. Function A, for example. Load profile 1. Function B. Load profile 2. Yeah, up to 4 profile. Gonna put all of them, by the way. Just because I can. Because you don't press function button on purpose. Right? But yeah, you can even do other things like D-pad digital, home button, capture button. Capture button is actually gonna be really interesting. And then or just next profile and previous profile. You have so many things that you could do with this. Let's save that. Function button is not mapped. The FS slider will be disabled. Oh, so I have to map that somewhere. So I couldn't use this. At least for now, I need to find a way to actually put a function button somewhere. Maybe the home button, because no, actually, if I do that, I wouldn't be able to use it on anything. I'll think about that in a bit. For now, let's just keep going. The FN slider will be disabled. But that's pretty much the basic settings that you could do. You have configuration like pin mapping, peripheral mapping, LED configuration, which it has quite a bit stuff here. And LED layout, for example, you could go with 8-button layout or WASD layout. So that will change the view. There is a available button, back and start. Player LED type. There is player LED type as well. Yeah, the GP2050 has been around for years now at this point. And I've been using it quite a bit before with my other controller, but I never have the RGB setting because my button, the cheap one that I have that has a light in there, it's just LED, regular LED, not RGB. Yeah, there is custom LED theme where you could change some stuff. Display configuration where you could change the startup thing on here. I don't know what's the requirement for this, so I'm going to mess with that later on. You could flip display, invert display, button layout. There is a bunch of stuff. Buttons angle, buttons keyboard angle, twin stick. Many options that you could show here. So left side, what do you want? Right side, what do you want? There is dance pad. There is Felix, Capcom. This is based on the arcade layout on the actual machine that you could find on arcade. There is Pop and Ride, Beatmania, Turntable Ride. Yeah, there is even Beatmania. Holy shit. There is Stickless R16. I could go with that. And then splash mode, which is the custom splash screen, logo close in custom, etc. Save that for now. There is also add-on configuration, so you have a bunch of customization stuff here, including dual directional input, tilt input, buzzer speaker, player number for the X input, Wii extension. There's so much going on. You can even assign some buttons with one of these, which is really interesting. And then there's macro configuration. If you know how to do that, I've never used macro. And data backup and restoration for saving things up. And there's a bunch of links to documentation and stuff. And yeah, this is the language. This is the theme. Okay, I'm going to reboot into controller mode. Now it's back up. Logo is back on. And yeah, now it is assigned to show what does what with the 16 button layout. As you can see, it's kind of hard to see from there, but let's go to the table camera real quick. But as you can see right here, I'm not sure if you can see it well enough, but now I have the oh okay. So I suppose I probably unbind that by accident. Because now it doesn't do anything. Oh, no, it does something. Okay, I need to redo it real quick. And that's why you should back up, by the way. So you could actually do from there as well. I'm going to disable the profile because I believe that's what caused this. The hotkey setting. Let's save that. And then on the pin mapping, yeah, this is actually showing everything. ABXY should be by default. Okay, I'm going to reboot now. Back to controller mode. Now that, yep, it is the culprit back there. The FN key, because it doesn't have FN key, it thinks like, oh, you haven't bind it to anything. Now it's back to normal. So be careful with that. I haven't even talked about the tournament lock switch, where start button has shown a bunch of stuff, right? Like the home button. That. If you do that, it won't do anything. But if you press it directly, now it shows something. But it's also turned off the LED on the button. So that's a nice addition. So you to make sure that yeah, it's not working until you slide it back on. Honestly, under normal circumstances, because you mostly just place your hand on top like this won't affect anything. This one, interestingly enough, let you turn off your RGB completely. Again, we have so many options to turn off the RGB, and this is one of them. Let's back there. Okay. But yeah, there is a Wii, if in case you want to do it that way, right? But for now, I think we should try to test on the game. So let's get off this. What? Where do we start, actually? I do have quite a bit of game that we could test things on, including non-fighting game. How about we start with regular 2D fighters? Let's go with... Let's go with Grand Blue Fantasy versus Rising. Just to show you what's going on. Let's go into game mode. I hope you guys can see it. The button prop is in PS mode. I forgot. Okay, we after an hour we finally get into a game to actually test things out. That's just how it is with this stuff. Anti-slip padding is actually pretty good at keeping things off. I hope the game is not too loud. It's kind of loud. Hang on, give me a second. Let me put this mic here. Because my audio setting got screwed over. That's not what I want. Okay. So yeah, it's kind of weird for me because like this is down, but this is up. I'm so used to the WASD setup where there is a button up here where I could press. So it's kind of weird. Let's go to training mode. And try things out. I'm going to go manual immediately, obviously. So yeah. That's what I can do. Dash. You could go neutral. You could actually make things a little faster by doing it like that. Something like that, right? So, testing all the input, quarter circle. Double down. BP. Movement felt pretty good, but it's because it's actually has aluminum at the bottom and top is acrylic. It's actually kind of stiff, so I might not be used to it. Oh, that's perfect. That's my guard button. Both of this, because I could do spot dodge or forward roll. Either way, like go like that or that. I have two direction here, which is illegal on some tournament. But yeah, I could just press that, for example. What else? This jump. That's instant sprint, so I could... Alright. A lot easier to do. Than doing it on arcade stick. What else? Okay. Yeah, having jump on the bottom is so weird. So my timing's still off. I almost got it. That's not the combo limit, but I kind of get the idea. Okay, yeah, getting used to it is gonna be really long time if I want to use it on a fighting game. But that's not the plan anyway. So I guess I'm fine with that. But yeah, it's not too bad. Traditional input is not that hard to do. DP is pretty alright. Let's go switch side. Because I know for a fact, DP might be a little bit more difficult on the other side. Because you're switching side and I have to use my weak finger, which is the ring finger. Which is, it's not the worst thing. But then again, I always fail, not always, but I do fail my DP as well from time to time with arcade stick, so there is not much different there. But you can see, it's not that hard, at least on training. Like, double tap is just really easy, though, obviously. But yeah, for the most part, it's pretty basic. But how about Tekken? Because I'm pretty sure some people would ask about that. I don't play Tekken actively, obviously. But maybe some of you curious about it. Yeah, I'm instantly just press this as up when it's not. So Tekken is pretty input intensive. I haven't touched this for so long, so don't expect too much of what I could do and stuff. But at least you could try like giving a go like Perfect Electric, for example, or doing the wave dash, because that's the type of stuff that Tekken player would like to do, or maybe Korean backdash, where it's kind of, well, it's actually pretty difficult if you're not used to on arcade stick or anything really. It's actually borderline impossible on pad, I think. But I don't know. I'm not a Tekken player. Alright, they have Kunimitsu now. She looks really good. I haven't buy the DLC for both last season and current season, because I ended up not playing it. Okay. Go to practice mode. Let's go to Shakazuya. Oh, the thing changed again. The soundtrack for the character select. Let's go with left side. The loading time is a bit slow. I suppose it's kind of heavy. But yeah. Let's just go... I don't know. Something that's not too much going on.
Get ready for the next battle.
Because I just want to focus on what you could do. I don't play Kazuya, by the way. But I do know some of the popular input like Perfect Electric or Wave Dash. Well, actually, those are the only two that I know. But that aside, you'll see what you could do. Because like Wave Dash is basically inputting the DP motion for other game because that's the Kazuya movement option. And it's really different. Maybe I should lower the graphic for this game actually. Because this took quite a while. Like my FPS actually dropped. Like yeah, coming back dash you do back, back down. Now let's go. And then you just repeat. I cannot do that. But what I could do... Oh, no. Okay, I'm not good, obviously, but... Yeah, it will be just... something like that. That's harder than I was expecting. I thought it was gonna be easy when you do it. Because you do that, and you repeat the movement. But I fell. Anyway. Okay, that's not the perfect electric, but... That's the electric, yeah. That's so much easier, actually. Compared when I tried to do it on stick all the way back then. I pressed too early. That's so much easier because, like, I could just time it to be at the same time with my other button. I mean, obviously I'm not consistent, but the electric keeps coming out. I couldn't do that with arcade stick with Kazuya. I could do it with Jin, but still, not nowhere near as often. But okay, I'm failing that one. Like the electric is so easy to do because like if you fail the electric, it will look like this. Oh, not that. Like that. Okay, now I'm just messing it up. I couldn't do that. this much before. Yeah, no wonder this thing is called cheat box by some people. But yeah, it's really easy to do. Okay, now I just don't make it work because my left hand is too tired. I'm not used to this. Okay, now I cannot do it anymore. What the hell? I guess my hand is too tired. There you go. But yeah, my left hand is so tired just doing that. It's an hard workout if you're not used to it. But yeah, it's possible, but eh. Okay, you can do that apparently. Okay, that's not what I want. The other way. There you go. And I think this is gonna be a little harder because, like, not dominant finger. But yeah, still coming out from time to time, but I'm not good with it. But you get the idea. That's enough of that. But yeah, it's not easy to do electric because you just need to time the last button at the same time instead of actually having to time your motion input with an arcade stick just at the right time. It's much more precise. Obviously, I don't have the practice because, like, I don't play Tekken again. But let's switch it to keyboard mode. Where is the keyboard mode? Back trigger. And I'm going to go to what is it? Star Wars. Because now, if I go to Notepad, they should start typing. Somewhat. That's an alt key, really. But yeah, there is a bunch of buttons. I need to readjust the keyboard input, to be honest. But for now, it does what it does. Like, it literally use arrow key, which is that should be on this side, on the right side. You cannot see it, but I'm just testing things out. Anyway, let's go to Star Wars because is it possible? Let's find out. Because we're still doing it with fighting game for now. But later on, I will try it with non-fighting game, like maybe, for example, like Metal Slug, for example. Because, you know, Metal Slug is there. You could play it. It's simple. But I'm pretty sure I'm going to go into the wrong direction between up and down because the one on the middle finger is down, but the one on my thumb is up. instead of having to switch my finger up and down. Oh god damn it, I have an outfit. Give me a sec. Kinda wish I don't need to restart the entire game just for the update, but it's not. Also, using mouse with left hand is not that bad. So the plan is, since I'm using keyboard mode, I want to use this side as my movement button, and this side as my action button. Left side is for action. Basically reversing it. I could go with this, but it's not. That's just control the game menu with just my controller, but that's fine. I mean, like, I'm playing on PC anyway, so it should be fine for the most part, right? Come on. X input mode is on B instead of on X. Fine. So we go into character mode.
It's rock time! みんな、キャミーのライブを聞きに来てね!
Because right now, by default, your movement key is this.
これからここは私のステージよ! Let's rock!
Oh, it's not expecting it. Wait! This is... Oh, suppose I need to rebind everything. But yeah, by default, it's not in the right space. It's ASCII, WASD, it's not arrow key. But let's change everything. Priority left. So guys, we go with left, forward, space, backward, X, and Z, right is minus, there is step button, but I'm not going to use that. Directional dodge is just not needed because I'm going to use this button and double tap anyway. Up now. This as well. Price is small. Double tap is dash. Movement. Double tap. Dodge. Movement is set automatically. Starburst. And this is where things are gonna get interesting. Target switch. Up. Starburst up for now, cancel switch. It's the same thing. Shooting. Right. I'm shooting. That and with additional melee. Melee. One. Sub melee. I'm gonna go with that. Oh! Interesting. I couldn't do that. I guess I couldn't map to different button if it's arrow key. Or maybe this is actually... I see what it is. Main. This is my button 2, is a combination button. Because if you go to controller, I cannot go to it now. You could actually add a combination button. But that's not allowed on keyboard. Why? Oh, that's so stupid. Well, substituting with spotter. Melee is spotter. I was thinking to have combination buttons instead of this. Walk. That. Quick message. Oh wait, burst button. But now, my movement is like that. Right. I was thinking to be able to make it work. That's annoying because I was expecting maybe I could do combination button for this. Apparently not. That's sad. Somewhere else. Let's rise. That's how to switch, sorry. Oh. That's just a game, really. Because I don't want to mess with my control. So yeah. Did I press that too late, really? May I have to do some movement. That's up melee. Do a bunch of stuff in theory, but I'm kinda sad I couldn't map it to multiple button combination on keyboard mode, which is this would be perfect actually if I want to go leverless without actually switching a bunch of stuff. But that's not what it's meant to be. Anyway, it's usable. I just didn't know. On keyboard control, they don't let you have multi-button combination. That sucks. Oh, this is how I find out the button combination only works for controller but not for keyboard mode. I mean, I understand why, but I've played games where they let you use button combination to use certain skills. I'm talking about Losaga in this case. Maybe even Get Tamped. I'm not sure. I don't really play Get Tamped. I never played Get Tamped. I do play Losaga, but regardless of that, the issue is that why that's not the option is not available for keyboard mode is beyond me. Anyway, let's switch to X input for now. We try other games that's usually used for something else. Let's start with just Metal Slug. We're just gonna do a quick run and just go for a game over. Does it even capture? Okay, I'm on X input mode now. I forgot how loud this game is. Give me a second. I completely forgot how loud Metal Slug is by default. Let's just go to main mission.
Okay.
Switch difficulty to easy, because I don't really want to care too much right now.
Okay.
Okay.
Mission 1. Start.
Oh.
Heavy machine gun.
But yeah, controls pretty well. You aim up by pressing jump. And the actual jump button is that one.
Thank you. Heavy machine gun.
Ow. But it's not too bad once you get the hang of the control. Actually, this type of game actually would help you to get get to understanding the control better. I didn't even see that rocket coming my way, by the way.
Heavy machine gun. Okay.
Ow. I'm not really good, obviously, but you see, it works just fine. I didn't know you could actually stay on target.
Thank you. Okay.
Small bomb. Nope. Well, I pressed the wrong button.
Rocket launcher.
Oh, the rocket launcher is there. But yeah, using this is actually pretty nice. But what I would do probably is switch up and down,
Mission complete.
because I keep mixing them up.
Mission.
Okay, let's just go for a game over. We could call it a day soon. Where are you going? Hello?
Thank you.
Hey, I cannot jump down with down jump. Okay, I just walk into that one. Skill issue moment right there. Okay, how do I... Oh, no, not that.
Okay.
Ah, there you go. But yeah, it was like... Obviously, you could play 2D games rather nicely, but kind of unintuitive because up and down is switch. So, yeah, I mean, like, if you have like the WSD setup, it's gonna be a little easier. How about racing games? Not this one. We go with the more arcade one. Let's hope this loads fast enough. I haven't finished this game, by the way. Bug fix. Okay. Where is the race? There it is. Let's see. No multiplayer rally. We can. I have something that's not flash a bit too much. Oh. Okay, can I... All right. I don't know what's going on. Okay, let's just go with time trial. Okay, I forgot the control.
Get ready.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, go!
Oh, okay. This is where I have to switch into analog mode, I believe. Yeah, there it is. Okay. On analog mode, it doesn't go all the way, which is really interesting. Either that or the car is not really good at turning. I'm just gonna do it slowly, but yeah, it's playable. But I forgot, Super War doesn't actually force you to go into analog mode to steer, because the D-pad is for a whole different thing. But it's playable, so I think it would work better with kart racer, like, I don't know, Mario Kart, for example. That would work. But yeah, other than that, this works just fine. Ow. Oh wait, that's my ghost. But yeah, look at this. Really playable. And I'm not driving the best, because it's been a while since I played this type of game. Oh, that's a reset button.
Finish.
Not too bad. Top 200 apparently with this car. So then again, I don't play the best with the kind of setup that I'm using here, for an obvious reason. But it's there. Online ranking, yeah, look at that. This is the top 20, it's so much faster. But yeah, see? Playable with that game as well. So now, I guess we go into, you know, rhythm game. Which is the whole reason why I'm trying to get this to begin with. So again, off there, we go to PC mode, or keyboard mode. And then we go to, where is it? 6-star. Wonder if I set the audio correctly though. Okay, let's go to setting. I need to use my actual keyboard for now. Everything works on control. This is where we play around. Oh, arrow key doesn't work? Are you serious? Well, I have one more way to do this. You go to X input. And then I'm going to keep this as default as I could. I'll go to X input mode. Go to control setting, enable Steam input. I still have the default thing. So I'm going to go with this, right? Okay. What do I want really? Jumpy. Apply layout. Now we have to edit it. So I'm looking at my stuff right now. Left is A. On the pad, we go to keyboard. This is A. Down is S. Actually, I'm going to go with right as S. Down as A. Actually, no. This as right button. Let's go with D button. Okay, that's the joystick. The click would be left shift. For that one. Oh, that's the right one. So that should be this one. Left joystick. Shift. But we go to the actual button. So I have do I go with lower button or higher button? That's a good question actually. I think I'll go higher button. So that's Y. Y is L. Right button. For strobe. The jump button is D-pad up. D-pad up is space. Okay. Okay, I want to save this. C16S. Shareable. Just in case anyone want to try to play this. Alright. That should be it. Yep. Let's try. I have to select things with my other controller. Let's start slow. On level 4, maybe. I forgot this game is not really well optimized. Okay, this is actually gonna be a good way to actually start. Oh. Oh. Right. There's so much of stuff that I don't have. Okay, let's just give it a go for now. So my hand position is gonna be like this. This is actually really comfortable. Oh. Oh, my space bar is not doing anything. Oh. Hey. What is my space bar doing? Wait, stop lighting up. Okay. That's weird. Was working earlier, right? Hmm. Let me check button. Do a button check real quick. Gamepad viewer. I'll tester. Okay. So that's why. I'm still connecting it through. Non-D-pad. So now that should work in theory. Okay. Oh, this really good for playing this game. I not used to the button placement right now. But yeah, this is actually really comfortable to play compared to when I use keyboard directly. Like I know this game is supposedly only playable with keyboard, but if you can use custom controller by making it into working into a keyboard mode, this works wonder actually. Honestly, how this should actually promote this more as rhythm game controller more than you know, more than fighting game. I mean, it could with fighting game obviously because this is default. Like if you go like this is basically the default hitbox style movement button. But as a rhythm game controller, this works wonder. Like it works so nice. The spacing is so good for rhythm game. Like I could go even like 9 button controller, for example, or maybe even 11. But that's gonna be ridiculous to be by that point. Let's try something a little faster. Like maybe this one. No control. The loading is so slow this game, I swear, but this is actually nice for rhythm game. You definitely should try to get this if you want a rhythm game controller. Let's see. It's been a while. And I don't get lost in the button when I start missing something like on panic, for example, right? I missed that though because I'm not really warmed up to play this, and also I'm still trying to talk, so my concentration is a bit off. But perhaps that's just excuses. But yeah, once I start panicking, usually I try to find a button on keyboard, and that's kind of hard to refine your position again. But with this, because the spacing is just right, and there's so much button that's on that, right, you just can go back to. I forgot I mixed up the note there. But I don't really. I missed that. I don't really need to scrambling on my finger when I'm trying to find it. Like right now, like if I miss, like oh, go back to this position and you should be fine. Just for preview with keyboard, the moment I start misplaced my hand, which one? Which one? In the middle of panic, it's so much easier. And by the way, I forgot to show the size comparison between uh the keyboard length and the controller, right? It's not that much different. Like it's just a little bit, like 1 centimeter or less, which means since I can actually put the keyboard like this on the lap, I could do that as well with this, and it's much more comfortable because it's just a bigger size. Specifically the depth, because the depth is much deeper compared to keyboard. Keyboard is just like around here. This one is much bigger, so you know what? I'm going to try it right now. Oh, that is perfect, actually. Yeah, that is actually perfect if I place it on the lap. So lap play with this is great. Like my hand is sit naturally on the lap, unlike when I use my big box controller. The big box is just kind of tall. I actually have to curve my finger like this a little bit. I exaggerated when doing this, but I just pretend this is the surface of the controller. Like I have to go like this instead of this. That is huge difference, you know? Okay, maybe one more song. What do I want? Do I want this? Maybe just level 6. I don't want too much. Let's go with Crossing Delta. But yeah, it's so fast to just place your position and it's just work. I forgot what button which. But as you can see, I go back to where my hand's supposed to be rather easily. I missed that. I was trying to use my I missed that. It's been a while since I played this song. But yeah, it's really easy to go back to your position. The hand position is so relaxed. Missing so much. I'm still not used to the placement, but this is so much more nicer because like now I could just anchor my pinky and I know where I am. Muscle memory is really important with games like this, as in like with keyboard it's just not as easy, I feel. Let's try one more actually. I'm not gonna full combo this, but this song is really fun. From Kabameru, Tanshiki, sorry. The art is actually my Kabameru, the whole animation and stuff. The song is Tanshiki. Tanshiki is also really love shit posting with the song. Anyway, I just realized the game screen is not there. Oh, me. Of course, I forgot about it. Of course. There you go. That's. I forgot that's not a tab. I. I forgot which thing that I need to press. Okay, it's much more natural if I just relax, actually. I miss the button now. I'm not concentrating at all. But this is just so much nicer though. I just need to get used to it, and I'll enjoy my rhythm game session a lot more, I feel. I mean, I'm already enjoying it so much here. But this is just new, right? ESM, yeah. Ah, got backward. Ay, ay, ay. Can you believe that I actually full combo this once? Oh, I kind of want to play more, but I'm just gonna keep it to myself at the point. Because this rhythm game tend to make you get copyright claims so much. So you know what? I'm gonna stop it right here. So, what do I think about this controller? It's really great. It's actually a really great controller. It felt so good to use. Has a lot of nice features and stuff. But there are times where I feel like it doesn't press what it wants. So it's just something, you know. But other than that, right? The control schemes works really nice. Okay, I'm not sure why my spacebar is not working as intended now when on analog mode, but I guess that's just something that doesn't. I think I see why it doesn't register because like it's not part of the control. Anyway, for now, I am gonna call it a day. Uh, that is for today. I hope you guys enjoyed today's stream. If you like it, feel free to press that like button. If you want to see more content, hit the subscribe button. And don't forget to turn on that bell notification so I get notified for everything that I do on my channel. So yeah. Next one, I'll try to do a custom room on Star Wars, and I hope you guys look forward to that. Either that or I'm going to play single player games. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I couldn't really promise much because everything just keeps changing schedule. It's really annoying. So anyway, I'm just gonna cut it back here. So that is for today. Thanks for watching, and remember to keep on living, buddy. Keep on living. I'll see you guys on the next one. Have a good one, everyone. Yeah, this controllers were great.